video, I'm going to show you Dedo, and I'm also going to show you 3DO as well. So to begin with, what I need to do is I need to grab the floor low poly mesh, because this has got the UVs on it, and I'm just going to history, freeze, export it. Now, one of the things I am going to do is I'm actually going to export it as an OBJ. And floor mesh. For some reason, recently, I haven't been able to use FBXs in Quixel Suite. Don't know why. They just don't tend to show up. So what I'm going to use is actually an OBJ, and this is, I'm just going to show you to begin with what this looks like with all the materials assigned. So I'm just going to navigate to where my thingy is. No, that's the wrong. There we go. Grab the OBJ, so you've got this. Okay, assign an albedo. Change this to the metalness, because that's what we're using. Where's my metal map? Metal map. Don't know why I've got a specular. I think it was the time when I was still using specular for PBR. It's not what you want to do. Not if you're using this metalness workflow. Got all the maps here. There you go. That's what what it should really look like. Let's bring up Unreal 4 lighting. Don't know what it is, but this is always lower, so I'm going to put this to 2. I'm just going to hold Shift, right mouse button, and just move the light around. As you can see here, you get some really nice. The miss is a bit wrong, but yeah, other than that, there you go. So that's what it looks like. And with a bit of time and effort in Dedo, you can actually come up with some really nice textures for this. So what I'll do is I'll show you how we can start to build this. So just close this down. So firstly, we need to actually open up Dedo. And then I'm going to select the mesh, and I'm going to navigate. This is what I was working on yesterday. Where are you? Navigate to here. And I'm going to go to find my OBJ, and I'm going to go click OK. I'm going to grab my material ID, which is your floor CM texture. I'm also going to select my floor normal texture as well, because I need this detail in it, because my low poly doesn't have it in. I'm also going to bake the curvature in. No, hang on, let me delete that. Let me try that again. There you go. So you can bake this in 3DO, but it also needs this as well, because it's got loads of detail. So this needs to be it needs to be baked from the normal map. I'm also going to just change, that's fine, auto is fine for this. You can actually change the size of it, so if it's 1024, you can do. You can also change where you're saving it, so at the moment it's going to save to the output, so I'm just going to create a new folder, because it gets quite messy. I'm just going to call this Dedo. Click OK. What else do I need? I think that should be fine. So once that's it, once you've got the material ID, your normal map, I don't do AO with this. I tend to use SSAO inside of Unreal for that sort of thing. So create. We can do an AO later on anyway. Your screen will start flashing. click OK. And now it's ready to go. So if I just load up 3DO, your mesh should be already installed. Yep, it is. With the normal map on, yep. I'm just going to move this to one side a minute here, so we can see it. So this is your main work area, and this is where you create your layers. So you've got add new smart material, add clean layer, add color paint. You can delete the layers. You can also force refresh 3DO as well. So if it's not showing up here, you click that and the save button as well. So to begin with, we're going to create the first base layer. So I'm just going to click new smart material. Okay. I've got a custom one that I made the other day. I'll show you that in another video. I'm going to find military. So it's entirely up to you, really. I'm just going to go black oxidized. Okay, and I'm actually going to change this to a green. Actually, I don't like that colour. Really don't. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so you just double click on here and that will change the colour of the items. Just click cancel in a minute because I don't want to change the colour. Now if you go back to the main folder, you can actually assign where this goes. So at the moment it's assigned to everything. So we want to assign it to the red. You can see now it's just assigned it to all the red parts of the thing. And if you hold C, that will bring in 3DO, it will bring up your colour map so you can tell exactly where you need to do stuff. So I'm just going to create another material, so I'm going to create rubber. So I'm just type in search rubber. Now it's all good and well using all these materials, there's a ton of them, but you can make your own materials and I'll show you how to import that in a minute. So I'm going to go dried rubber. So it's good to create your own materials for inside of here as well as using their stock materials. And again, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to assign this to the green. Okay, and I'm just going to... So this has got another green on it. So I'm going to go back to my this one here, and I'm going to go to this Dynamesh here, mask even, and click on it and click yes. Now the reason for that is we can actually start to create scratches and dirt and all that. So you can see here this has got the, and we can change it actually. I'm going to cancel that, I don't want to do that. I am actually going to add a clean layer. If you left click, you can drag it to sit or not. Let's delete that. Well, I've screwed that one up. Well, let's delete this. Try this again. Ooh, that one's actually nicer. Okay, so again I need to assign it. I can change the values of this, so in the roughness you'll see that it's got all this detail. So if I can change how much the texture intensity is used, and this just helps a little bit when it comes to damage and that sort of stuff. One of the things I would use, you can change how rough the material is as well. So if I pass a light over this now, you can see it went all the way. So let's pull that back out. Albedo. Let's try this. There we go, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to click this here. I'm going to change this to where is it? Smooth rust. Yep. I'm going to change the mask layer. So I'm going to click here, left click, and go type in rust. It should give me some rust. Yep. And you can see now I've kind of got that kind of rusty effect underneath. One of the things you don't want to be doing though with the rust is you don't want to have it on the normal map. So I'm actually going to just pull this completely down. Okay, because you don't want that bumpiness effect to happen. Now with this as well, with the mask, if I go back to Albedo, I can actually paint as well. So for example, if I wanted to paint a mask out in this, I can do. So I select the paintbrush, select a brush, so say some damage, maybe that one, bit fine damage. You can change the brush, and I can start to add damage to this myself. Can also invert the mask as well. I can change how much texture it uses. See here, it started to come out more, and I can actually go into this one as well. There you go, you can see a lot better now. I can start to add my own scratches in. Change the brush up a little bit as well. So if I wanted more damage, that's probably not right. The problem we've got now is, so if you want to erase this, you have to get to the eraser tool. You can just drag along there to get to the There we go. That's the one I want. Gonna raise that, and then grab the damage tool. Where are you? There we go. And you can start to actually come up with some really cool damage. So making sure that it's relevant to this. Okay, and then what we can do as well, so you have to click accept mask for that, and it will. So it really depends how much damage you want for this. I could do the same with this. I can actually add a material layer and go to dirt and say let's use a sand. Let's use that sort of sand. I think, why are you putting sand in it? But this could be a dust. This can be used as a dust layer. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's grab a mask. Yes. Grab the dirt mask to start off with. It's best to start off with one of these base ones and then start to edit it using these controls here. Okay, so let's actually firstly you see that it's actually added to the normal map, so we're going to get rid of that. So we're just going to go texture intensity off. There you go. Because dust doesn't have a normal map. We can actually do the opacity a little bit more. There we go. Actually, it's starting to get alright. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a brush. You can create your own brushes for this as well. Where are you? Where are you? Dirt. Depending on what you want, really. Bear with me. It's not really showing much. There you go. So you can start to paint this dust out. You can change the opacity of this as well, so it's not as harsh. There you go, you can start to actually come up with some really cool dirt masks, and just make sure you select accept, as it won't take. Yeah. One other thing, we're just going to create a glass material, just so I can show you this. Headlight, great. So if you want to create some kind of like perspex, you can do. Camera. Oh god. Let's change that and change it to the blue. Where are my glasses? Now the detail for this is way too big. So what we need to do is we need to actually come up with make this bit, scale it a little bit better. So we can do that by actually, if we select the normals and go -2 on the slider down here. There you go. It's created as a nice normal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour this white. If it lets me. There you go. And that's how we can use scale. So you can do that with anything. So even if I went into this one here and went -3, we can actually scale things. So minus makes it tile, lower, and 3 tiles it higher. Can't really see it for that, but what was that set to? So yeah, so you can use this, use a combination of masks and presets to actually start to make your own materials. Now one of the things I am going to do is I'm actually going to save this, because this is actually, I've changed this, I've added this kind of rust layer to it, so if I ever wanted to use this again I could do. So I'm just going to go in. Now if we go into here and go custom, we've now got this saved. Great. And there you go, it's actually created me that that material, which is good, with that new material inside it. So hopefully you found this useful. In the next video I'm going to show you how to create your own materials for Deedoo and then import them in.